At the dawn of a forgotten world, shadows stretched long over a swamp, thick with heat and silence, broken only by the whisper of unseen creatures moving beneath tangled roots. This was an age when life teetered between triumph and extinction, where every step was a wager with death. Yet in this land, something monstrous ruled the waterways. Titanoboa, the serpent beyond imagination, longer than two men, standing end to end, heavier than any predator the earth had birthed. But what if fragile early humans, still learning to walk upright, still clutching stone tools, as if they were shields, crossed paths with this colossal serpent? Could their cunning and unity save them, or would they vanish in the crushing coils of a creature born to dominate? The story begins in the humid depths of the rainforest, where a small clan moves cautiously through the undergrowth. Their bodies glisten with sweat, every movement slow, deliberate, each gesture betraying the awareness that they are not the masters of this realm. Their fire smolders low in a bundle of smoldering sticks they carry from camp to camp, the single defense against the night. Around them, towering ferns and colossal trees create a cathedral of shadows, and beneath those shadows lies the unseen threat that dwarfs every predator they have known. They carry dried meat, cracked nuts, sharpened stones, but their eyes betray unease darting to the dark water pooling at their side. They sense it. Something vast is watching. A ripple disturbs the surface. The clan freezes. Their chests rise and fall as silence wraps around them like a shroud. The water grows still again, as if mocking their fear. The oldest among them gestures with his hand, urging the others forward, his expression tight with knowledge of things that stalk unseen. They move one step at a time, bare feet pressing into the mud, every sound magnified in the tense air. A heron lifts suddenly from the reeds, its wings beating furiously, and in that instant, the water explodes. A shadow erupts thicker than the trunk of a tree, scales glistening with swamp water, as the Titanoboa strikes with terrifying speed. The ground shakes with the serpent's weight as it coils around a giant capybara, crushing bone with an audible crack. The clan watches frozen between awe and terror as the colossal predator tightens the life of its prey, extinguished within heartbeats. The children cling to their mother's legs, wide-eyed, while the hunters grip their stone-tipped spears, knowing that such weapons are laughably small against this titan of the swamp. They do not move until the serpent, satisfied with its kill, drags its massive bulk back into the water, leaving behind only silence and a trail of churned mud. The clan does not cheer survival. They understand the truth. This is not just another predator. This is a force of nature, one that cannot be outrun, cannot be confronted head-on. Yet even in the face of such horror, humans are stubborn. Where brute force cannot win, strategy and courage might carve a chance. That night, as the swamp fills with the calls of frogs and insects, the fire crackles brighter than usual. The clan huddles together, their gestures urgent, their hands sketching the image of the great serpent in the air. The oldest sharpens a spear tip against stone until sparks fly his face hard with determination. Around them, the jungle presses close, alive with whispers and unseen eyes. The question hangs heavy. How do fragile creatures with nothing but fire and sharpened stones endure against a serpent that even the largest beasts fear? The story has only begun, but already the tension mounts like the air before a storm. Humans, though fragile, are relentless. They will not surrender their place in this perilous world. Yet, to face Titanoboa is to confront not just a predator, but the very limits of survival itself. Dawn bleeds into the swamp with pale light, the mist curling low across the water as if reluctant to rise. The clan emerges from their shallow shelter of branches and leaves their fire reduced to ash, their eyes ringed with exhaustion. Hunger gnaws at them more fiercely than fear, yet fear shapes every choice. The memory of Titanoboa's strike lingers in their minds, a vision of unstoppable power that stalks even their dreams. Still, survival demands movement. The hunters ready their spears, crude yet sharp, and the gatherers carry woven leaf baskets for roots and berries. The children remain close shadows of anxiety etched into their small faces. They follow a narrow trail along the river's edge, where the mud clings to their ankles and the water reflects a shifting sky. Every step is a balance between need and danger. The river promises fish turtles, perhaps a chance at meat, but it is also the serpent's domain. At first the water appears calm, deceiving in its silence. Then a disturbance bubbles rise in clusters, a swirl of current, though no fish breaks the surface. The hunters' halt muscles taut their eyes, searching for the shape they dread. No strike follows, yet the warning is clear. The serpent is near. One man, the youngest, eager to prove his worth, steps closer to the bank with his spear poised. He kneels, scanning the water, his reflection fractured by ripples. But as he leans forward, a sudden rush of movement explodes beneath him. A massive form thrashes upward, the sheer size of it dwarfing anything human eyes have known. The youth stumbles back just in time, the serpent's body slamming against the bank, scattering mud and water in all directions. The clan erupts in panic cries, cutting through the heavy air. The Titanoboa retreats with the same terrifying speed, vanishing into the depths, leaving only the churned water behind. Breathless, the youth sits frozen, his spear still clutched in trembling hands. His recklessness nearly cost them all. The oldest hunter drags him away from the water's edge with a fierce grip, his face carved with fury and fear. The clan regroups quickly, their unity tested but unbroken. They know now Titanoboa does not simply wait for prey, it controls the land itself, dictating where they may walk, when they may drink, what corners of the forest remain safe. For the first time, humans feel like trespassers in their own world. But even in despair, resilience flickers. That night, as the clan rests upon higher ground, they begin to weave a plan. Their fire burns larger smoke curling into the night sky as they carve sharper points into their spears and gather stones for slings. One woman, her face streaked with soot, scatters ashes in a circle around their sleeping ground, believing it will repel the serpent. Another lashes multiple spears together, creating a longer weapon that might strike from a distance. Around the fire eyes meet determination forged from terror. They are fragile, yes, but they are not helpless. In the distance, the jungle groans with unseen life. A crocodile bellows in the dark. Monkeys shriek as they leap from tree to tree. And beneath it all, the river shifts with the weight of something immense. The Titanoboa is waiting. The humans know they cannot destroy it outright, but they might outwit it, even if only for a day. The battle between frailty and enormity has only just begun, and the swamp itself has become their arena. The third day begins with a sky heavy with storm clouds, their shadows stretching across the swamp like a warning. The clan rises in silence, each face marked by the weight of hunger and dread. They have learned that to linger is death, yet to move is no less perilous. The serpent is everywhere, its presence felt even when unseen. Still, necessity drives them forward deeper into the labyrinth of roots and water where food is scarce, but survival demands risk. A sudden downpour bursts from the heavens, hammering the canopy, turning the earth into rivers of mud. Thunder shakes the air, and with each flash of lightning the world is illuminated in fragments. Twisted trees, pools of water glistening the uneasy movements of unseen predators. The clan huddles together, rain running down their faces, their fire carried in a bundle of embers barely kept alive under bark and leaves. Yet the storm grants them a fleeting advantage. The water churns violently, masking their movements, confusing even the master of this domain. For once the humans move without immediate reprisal, their steps quickened by the hope of reprieve. But hope is fragile. As they cross a shallow stream, the surface breaks with explosive force. The Titanoboa surges upward, its scales slick with rain, its bulk a living wall of muscle and hunger. The ground quakes under its weight as it slams onto the bank, jaws snapping with a sound like breaking trees. Chaos erupts. Spears are thrust forward, stones hurled desperately, shouts swallowed by the storm. One spear finds its mark, piercing shallow into the serpent's thick hide, but the weapon splinters uselessly. The Titanoboa thrashes its coils, lashing through mud and water, scattering the clan like leaves in wind. In the frenzy, one hunter slips his foot, trapped in the mire. The serpent lunges its massive head, cutting through the storm jaws, widening to consume. Yet, in this moment of terror, the oldest man steps forward. His face is grim, his spear gripped tight, every muscle trembling with both fear and defiance. With a cry lost to thunder, he drives his weapon into the serpent's eye. A roar shakes the swamp, primal and deafening, as the Titanoboa recoils in pain, its massive body thrashing in blind fury. The hunter falls back, saved only by the serpent's retreat, dragging itself into the water with terrible force, leaving behind blood mingled with rain. The clan gathers trembling, their breaths sharp, their bodies streaked with mud. They stare into the water, where ripples widen, fading slowly into silence. They know the serpent is not dead, its strength is too vast, its domain too boundless. But they have wounded it. Scarred, it's shown that even fragile humans can strike back. Around their fire that night, their faces glow with something new, a fire not of wood, but of spirit. The children's eyes no longer only wide with fear, but with awe. They have glimpsed the impossible survival in the face of the unimaginable. The storm passes, leaving the air heavy with the scent of wet earth. The jungle quiets, yet the silence feels changed. The Titanoboa remains an eternal shadow in their world, but so too does the will of humans, unyielding, defiant, unbroken. They are not conquerors yet, but they have learned the first lesson of survival against the giants of their age. To endure is victory, and every scar carried forward becomes a weapon of memory. And so in the endless struggle between man and monster, a truth emerges: fragility, when bound by fire, cunning, and unity, can stand against the colossus. The swamp belongs to Titanoboa, but survival belongs to humanity.